Hello, I hope you are doing well. I will talk today about medical impressions that are circulating in social media. For example, optimal blood pressure, optimal pulse rate, optimal blood sugar level and cholesterol level, and the amount of water you take, the amount exercise or the sleeping you need, and your body mass index, your weight, optimal weight. These impressions, they may have some medical information, but they are really not reflecting the reality about our body. I will try just to go more in details or just to correct the impression. Okay, we will take the blood pressure. To start with, we will take the blood pressure. The blood pressure, there is no such things like optimal blood pressure. The blood pressure changes with your physical, emotional activities. If you are sitting peacefully with your wife or your friends, it's different if you are under stress. And your blood pressure is different when you are sleeping or you are doing exercise. We don't say optimal blood pressure, we say normal blood pressure and abnormal blood pressure. So if your blood pressure continuously systolic, the high one, more than 139 millimeter mercury, and diastolic is more than 89 millimeter mercury, then continuously, then you have something called raised blood pressure, so arterial hypertension. Okay, this is the medical terminology for it. The rest depends on your physical and emotional activity. So if you are running after to catch the bus and your blood pressure is something like 170, it is okay. And if you are sleeping and your blood pressure is something like 100, is okay. The next point is the optimal heart rate. There is no optimal heart rate. As well, it depends on your physical and emotional activity. Okay, peaceful situations like eating happily, so the heart rate is okay. It's okay. It's moving between 60 and 100. Okay, so between 60 and 100 moves the heart rate in the normal situations. Okay, if it is more than 100, not sporadic, not because of exertion, for example, not because of physical activity or emotional activity like anger or you want to fight and something like that, so it's okay. The heart rate between 100 and 60 is normal. More than 100, about in continuous way, or less than 60 continuously. So these two things merits vital diagnostic. So the blood sugar, optimal blood sugar is 80 to 120. There is no optimal blood sugar. It depends a lot of hormones like insulin, like glucagon, like steroid, like adrenaline, and all these things affect your blood sugar level. It depends on your physical and emotional activity as well. If you are sleeping, if you are jogging, if you are eating, it depends on a lot of factors. And for this reason, there is no optimal blood sugar. But if you measure blood sugar level 2 hours after meal, then it has to be less than 140 milligram per deciliter. Okay, the best way to be sure that you are not a diabetic is to make a fasting blood sugar, and this means that you take your dinner, then you don't eat anymore, and the next morning you go without a breakfast to the laboratory and they will check it. It needs to be less than 110 milligram per deciliter. The next point is the cholesterol level. It is as well distributed, distributed. Oh yeah, the blood cholesterol level needs less than 200 milligram per deciliter. This is, they mean the whole cholesterol level, but it is better to make the two parts of the cholesterol, the LDL, the low density lipoprotein, which needs to be less than 160 milligram per deciliter if you don't have risk factors. And what are these risk factors? So if you have blood pressure, high blood pressure, if you are diabetic, if you are adipose, you have more weight, and if you have previous heart attack or brain attack, okay, stroke. So these, if you have risk factors, so the level of LDL, low density lipoprotein, has to be less than 100 milligram per deciliter, even if you are going or if you are obliged to use tablets to reduce it. Okay, so the HDL, as I mentioned in one of my lectures before, the HDL, or the high density lipoproteins, needs not to be less than 45 milligram in women and not less than 40 in men. The next point, which are they are speaking in this social media propaganda, or I don't know from who writes such things, the body mass index. You know, they write the body mass index optimal is 20 to 25. I think this 20 to 25 is really difficult to get, you know, realistic. If you are realistic, it's difficult to get. But we will say that the BMI depends as well on your age. Okay, so let me say, to start with, what's BMI? Body mass index. Okay, if you take your body weights in kilogram and divide it in the square of your height in meter. Okay, in meter. Okay. So if you are 170, let me say 170 centimeter high, so your stature is 170, so you have to put a comma after 1 and then 1 or a 1.7 or a 1.7 and then multiply 1.7 with 1.7 and the result, so you put it down and above is your weight in kilogram, and the result is, this is the body mass index. So if you are 35 years of old to 45 years old, so in this range, you know, so ideally you need to have something like 26. Okay, and so it goes a little bit up till if you are something like 65 years old, so it needs not to be more than 29. Please try to make your body mass index less than 30. Okay. The next point is that how many hours do I need to make exercise? Exercise is very important. Physical activity, as I mentioned in my previous lectures, that you have to have 5 times a week, every time not less than 30 minutes. As they write in this pamphlet, it's 150 minutes. It's okay, it's good. But if you do more, then it is better. So, and there is a rule says that 5 a day, 5 vegetable and fruits a day. So that's right. So the principle is just to take 5 portion vegetables and fruits. A portion is 130 grams, like a piece of apple or a piece of banana or a piece of orange, and the other side is carrot or paprika or lettuce, half lettuce piece, for example. 130, okay, multiplied by 5, 650 grams a day. It's better to make it 250 fruits and 400 vegetables. Vegetables, they have less calorie. Yes! The duration of sleeping depends on your age, as well on your activity, you know. If you are doing office work, you need really not to sleep long. And if you are doing hard work, okay, so you may need more hours to sleep. So suckling may sleep to up to 17 hours. But if you are getting older, then it's going to go down. And after the age of 65, you may need only 7 hours. And the last point is that how many liters of water you need to drink. They have written these pamphlets 2 to 3 liters. I think it's a good idea. Okay, it's better not to drink less than 2 liters. And it is as well better maybe not to drink more than 3 liters. But I think in hot climates like Iraq or India, I think you need just to drink more than 3 liters, especially in summertime. Maybe as a rule is 30 to 40 milliliter per kg. If you are 100 kilogram, so you need to drink something like 3 to 4 liters, depends if you take 30 or 40 milliliter per kg. For better comprehension for these medical impressions circulating in the social media, it is better not to take the things as static. You know, your body is very, very dynamic. You know, it changes, you know, all these things, you know, like heart rate, like the blood pressure, like blood sugar, breath rate. They are going to change, you know, even on the second level, you know, depends on your physical and emotional activity. Try to understand your body as very, very dynamic and not static as they want just to express in these pamphlets. I wish that I put some light on these impressions. Please keep healthy. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video to your friends and relatives. Till I meet you, keep healthy. Goodbye.